meet you. I'm Mark.
What's your name? What's your last name?
Mayor.
Oh, nice. An easy one.
How are you? Jasmina.
Jasmina.
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Steve Moy. My last name?
Moy.
Moy, M-O-Y.
Rhymes with my first name, Noy.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's the Married at First Sight edition. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Now we're talking. Now it makes sense. Now everything I felt is coming to fruition in front of my very eyes. Yes. What are you talking about? My jaw was all over the floor after decision day.
Kind of, but I also expected a few things.
No. Now things are making sense. Now everything is falling into place as it should.
Or falling apart.
Yes, falling apart and falling into place. And I can finally go, okay, now it's not BS. Because it felt like BS to me after decision day. I was going, you're doing it for the cameras.
Oh,
That's
you mean that everyone said,
yes.
I do?
No spoiler alert there.
Okay.
We had 4 for 4 saying
Yes.
I do. And I said, you do? That's not true. And now...
I mean, it was for a little bit.
No, it was BS. It was BS. And let me say this, because we say it almost every episode. We tell these couples, if they were to listen to us, say yes. Say yes and figure it out afterwards when the cameras are gone. So it's not wrong that they said yes, because we encourage that. I just felt like they shouldn't be together, a lot of these couples. And now we're finding out that they're not.
True, but also for some of them, and specifically for Mark the Shark and Lindsay, it all depends, because Lindsay's nuts. And I felt bad for Mark. But
Nuts. I hope no one with a nut allergy watched this last episode, or at least if you did, you stopped before the last 5 minutes, because that was certified nuts.
yeah, I felt bad for Mark, but they were the couple that Mark was hoping for some amazing change. And Lindsay, it depended on the day. On the good days, they all felt it. So I think on decision day, they felt it. It was good. And then... was it 2 weeks later? A month later?
7 days, however long it took to add a coat of paint to Mark's 3-story apartment or whatever it was.
Yeah. Mark should be happy. She said.
Yes.
Or she said she
Oh,
left.
Mark
or
looks
he left.
great. Mark looks like he didn't
Mark
just lose.
looks awesome.
He didn't just lose 140 pounds. He lost 120 or however much Lindsay weighs. Who knows? But that's what he lost.
And did you know that he has an MTS clothing company?
Stop it.
Yes.
Wait.
Mark the Shark, MTS.
I know what MTS stands for. Where did you see this?
Well, I went to his Instagram, but it's locked. But in his bio, it says CEO at MTS. And then CEO at something with a watch. So he started 2 things, but MTS is basically whatever piece of plain clothing you can think of with a little shark on your boob.
You looked this up?
It's Lacoste with a shark.
Oh, I love this. I love this for him. This is great. The guy...
I can't believe you didn't see it.
No.
I
we
want
need
to
to
show
start
you.
doing
Keep
90 Day
talking.
By the Way for Married at First Sight.
Well, maybe I'll start doing By the Way for Married at First Sight.
That's great. Good for him. I hope it takes off, and I hope Lindsay is kicking herself for being such a nincompoop and ending up the way it did. But
I mean, she's nuts.
That was
I
actually
think
Mark's decision.
regardless of who she was matched with, that would have been it.
It's too bad he didn't create this clothing line before, because he was promoting everyone else's brands.
MTS 1983.
It's Lacoste meets Vineyard Vines, and I'm not going to be a customer, but I'm definitely not going to be a customer.
It's not our vibe, but I feel like a lot of people.
It's
would
his
get
vibe,
it.
and
Look
it's
at this
definitely
little shark. I like
definitely
the shark.
a Boston. I don't like the shark. It's there's too much detail in the shark.
I like it.
If you look at the Lacoste logo, it's very simple.
Well, they simplified
They're like
it.
shading that shark.
Yeah, but
and-
it's all embroidered, which I like.
Yeah, same with the Lacoste.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is not like like a shitty graphic.
Right, it's not ironed on.
Yeah, a
That's
shark.
great.
It's
No, I
an
think
embroidered shark.
I think it's great. I think it's a shame that he wasn't able to promote it on TV, because he was promoting that gym. he was promoting.
Yeah.
I see Teresa.
It's
Teresa
coming
keeps showing.
soon.
Yeah, 2020,
coming
summer
soon. 2 days
2020.
ago. It's coming soon.
Gonna be a shock of a summer. It says.
MTS, the clothing
it's
brand.
got 15 likes, that post. Oh.
It's okay.
Guys,
He'll
get out there, follow MTS_1983, a terrible handle for a clothing brand, but he needs our help. Get out there and support it because I think he needs some
You know
income.
why he has 1983? Because when you search
When he
for
was
MTS,
born, I'm sure.
yes, but when you search for MTS, it exists.
Oh, but it should have been Mark the Shark Clothes or MTS Clothing or, right? Why is
I
it?
guess,
Right?
yeah.
That's like his,
But-
that's his AOL screen name from 93.
Well, whatever it is, let's all support Mark.
Let's all support Mark. He deserves our support.
Yeah. Oh, there is a shirt, a button down that looks like something you would wear with boat shoes, and the caption says "Summer of the Shark."
Yeah, I know. It's great.
How do you know?
I saw the caption. You showed it to me.
Oh, was it on the other
Yeah, it's on
shark
the other
too?
one. That's
Okay.
probably his tagline for the summer.
Summer of. It was the summer of shark.
What's that?
It was the summer of love.
Oh. Da, 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 da.
Yeah,
Guys, if we're in rare form today, it's because it's another Friday recording. It's another special Friday edition of the Married at First Sight podcast because this week was wild and we couldn't fit it in.
The reason why is because we did a thing. We did this awesome collaboration with the reality gays.
We did. That's not actually why you're lying to our friends.
What do you mean?
We did an awesome collab with the Reality Gays. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. We did part 1 on their feed, part 2 on ours. We
Yes.
talked about all things 90 Day, but primarily a recent 90 Day Diaries episode. So thank you to Maddie and Poodle. That was awesome.
Woohoo.
And hello if you're here because of that
Yeah, totally.
collab. But that is not why we are delayed.
Why are we delayed? Oh,
We went to a concert.
See, this week is just
Yeah.
a blur for me.
Hey, you hoe.
Yoo-ho.
Well, no, we went to the Lumineers.
Oh.
Hey ho, or whatever that song is. Ho, hey.
You are a hoe.
You're a hoe for show.
You are a hoe. Oh, I am a hoe for sure.
You were a hoe at that show.
Mm-hmm.
That is why we are delayed. The show was on Wednesday night, so we couldn't
The
watch.
show was for hoes.
Yes.
It was a great show.
It was a great show.
Shout out to the Lumineers.
Faux show. But that is why it is delayed, because we went on Wednesday night, so we couldn't watch. So then we had to watch the episode Thursday night. It was a whole thing, and here we are Friday night. It doesn't matter, right? I mean,
It doesn't because
it does. I'm sorry for the delay, but it
Well,
doesn't matter why we were delayed. The point is,
I would
we're
have
here.
felt worse if we didn't drop anything yesterday. But again, we dropped the awesome
Yes.
collaboration.
Yes.
So
We hope you guys enjoyed that. Ton of fun. And my cheeks are still red from that and also hurting from laughing so much. It was a great time.
it was awesome.
Okay. So let's do a little housekeeping. All right. We can't forget that. Make sure you're following us on social media at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. Okay. It's where we keep you up to date on everything, on the bonus episodes, where you guys message us, where we respond. We have nice little conversations with you guys. So keep that coming. At Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. Also, make sure you're following the episode, the podcast, wherever you're listening. Look down right now, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as Jasmina's and Mark the Shark's outfit.
Woo-wee!
They both, what do you call it?
Couple
Slammed?
stunners.
Slammed? They both slammed?
I don't know.
What do you say in America? You slam, no?
They looked slamming? I don't know.
No, like they looked
Hot. They
fire.
looked fresh. They looked
Fire.
fire. Yeah, smash it like it was as hot as those outfits. They were looking
I
good.
want that dress. I spent
All right, send our friends on it because they came through for you last time.
the green dress Jasmina was wearing. I wanted to wear it for a wedding.
If you guys aren't picking up on the pattern here, she wants a green dress because I think the last
High
dress
neck,
you
high
asked
neck,
for was
high neck.
Sean's from the tell-all, from the 90-day
Yeah.
tell-all.
And I found so many high neck dresses, but somehow Jasmina's was just really nice.
But you guys came through, you slid into our DMs and
Yeah.
sent us Sean's dress.
it was like $600, so I kind of passed.
Yeah, you
Kinda passed.
No, you definitely passed.
I kind of passed, yeah.
Wait, you bought it?
No.
Oh, so
You
you
crazy?
so you definitely passed.
$600?
You passed,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
I passed, but I was thinking about it.
All right. So if you guys can find Jasmina's dress and share with us, if it's over like $200, don't even bother. But if you can find it for $199 or less, Teresa and I are going to a wedding. She needs a dress. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So say yes to the dress.
Yes.
All right, that's Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. That is you guys following the podcast. And last but not least, if you haven't left a review, please do. We love the reviews. We need those reviews. If you leave a 5-star review, we'll read it on the main podcast on Monday nights on the 90-day podcast. We will read it. If you want Teresa to read it, just write it in there. Say, I would love Teresa to read this review because she read her first one the other week, and we're getting reviews on that review.
We are?
No.
Oh.
But it was great.
Thank you.
It was
Thank
great.
you.
So thank you guys in advance for leaving a review. We appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Let's start with my favorite segment, Outfits the Segment.
Oh, I didn't even take notes on this one.
Well, they kind of made it a little easier because the couples who stayed together matched.
Ooh.
And think about it. You ready?
I'm going to think
All
about
right.
it, yeah.
You guys all watched it, so this is not a spoiler, but...
Well, you were just going to...
What?
All right.
Oh, you just want to
I
talk...
like to keep a little tension.
All right, so let's just talk about the Outfits the Segment as we walk through the couples.
Okay, I like to keep a little tension. Just for my own entertainment. 'Cause to be honest, I forgot at this point who's stayed together and who's
Really?
not. When I look at my notes, I'll find out, and I'll be re-surprised or angry or upset.
Someone has a short-term memory over
Teresa,
here.
we're watching 457 shows.
John asks me like once a month, like, when is your birthday? Every single
not
time he has to
true.
like fill out some paperwork or we're buying plane tickets, he's like, when is your birthday?
Well, we both have March birthdays. I want to make sure, I get it right.
It's like, how old are you?
How old are you? All right. I'm getting old. You're staying young. So that's all that matters. Let's start. We'll touch a little bit on the group at the top of the show. Kevin, the host, was there with the larger group, and we see everyone together. Like I said, Mark lost some weight.
40.
Shout out to 40 pounds. And at first, I thought it was because, and it still may be, because he doesn't like what Lindsay eats. So Lindsay and him, they were probably getting sushi every night or doing some wild cuisine every night. And he's like, yeah, I'm just not going to, I'll eat the bread that comes with it. And that's probably how he shed the 40.
Or he did eat the sushi, and fish is healthier than, I don't know, a bowl of pasta. Let's be honest.
Sure. I mean, it's still got the rice, but
Yeah, but it's fine.
it's a healthier.
I love sushi.
It's a healthier option.
I just discovered a new sushi spot.
Okay. You sure
Sushi.
did.
It's called Sushi. Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to be free promo.
Yeah,
for,
I forgot what it's the full name. It's Sushi something. But
so it's such an original name.
it's great, and they have hot sake.
Yeah, most places do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
You see, I haven't been to a sushi place
All
in a
right.
while.
Here we go.
Moving
on.
on.
So Mark's looking good. And then the thing I noticed, and this is no spoiler, we all know Alyssa and Chris separated. That would have been amazing if it was like, actually, we reconnected.
No.
We reconnected off camera.
Like
and
she is the worst.
I know, but that would have been amazing. But
Well, no.
I just think it would have been
No.
surprising. Okay.
No.
Clearly we have.
No.
Okay. All right. But they sat them together on a love seat.
Well, okay.
And I was like, oh my lifetime.
So I picked up on all that too, and that's why I thought everyone is still together, because everyone was kind of cozying up next to each other. But then I picked up on the outfits.
Got it. That was the giveaway.
The outfits were the giveaway because the couples who stayed together matched.
Yeah. I just thought it was hilarious that they put Alyssa and Chris together on this love seat that was barely big enough for one of them. They could have had two chairs, right? They could have had two nice chairs
Yes, and they should
next
have.
to each other, but they made them sit on this tight love seat.
If
It
I was Chris, I
hilarious.
would be like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, I would have been sitting on the arm of it.
I would be
No, I'm fine.
standing.
I'm
I
fine.
would be like, I was sitting all day
I'm
at
good.
work.
I'm fine. So Kevin goes around, asks if the process was different than they had expected it to be. And Lindsay pipes up.
It
Okay.
was hard.
I didn't know I'd have to take the reins so much. I was like Santa Claus over here taking the reins. I had 3 jobs. I didn't expect it.
Wait, she said she has 3 jobs.
Yeah, she was like, it was like I had 3 jobs.
What?
I know. I lost count after 1.
I mean, I think she has one main job and maybe Taking care of cats is another job, no?
Okay, so then taking care of Marc de Jacques would be the third job. So maybe we solved it.
Because I think she has a decent job, at least from what we heard.
Yeah, I think she works in the healthcare field in some.
But like healthcare
capacity.
sales, I think they make
No,
a
it's like
lot
project
of money.
manager.
Yeah?
I think so. I don't know.
Well, I
She's
thought
got
she
the
was
fancy-
selling pills.
No, she's taking pills, I think.
That's what I was saying. She's selling them. Wink, wink.
Oh,
Okay.
got it. No.
I'm
I
kidding.
think she's some sort of project manager
Oh,
or was.
well, still healthcare, you can make a lot of cash.
For sure. And so she says that. And once again, she's making it all about her and putting, woe is me. So much work on me, right? It's all about her. Elijah says he felt like, I had life by the balls. I feel like I had life by the balls going into this. Someone who uses that term doesn't have life by the balls. Let's just say that. If you're using the term I have life by the balls, you don't have life by the balls.
I've never heard it.
Good. You're hanging out with a good crowd of people then.
I mean, I'm only hanging out with you, just to be very honest.
That's very true. But he says, I had life by the balls, but I got a wake-up call real fast.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this. I've seen a lot of things on social media about Elijah specifically how he was acting throughout the show and how he was acting during this tell-all, or whatever you want to call it, reunion, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that he watched himself on TV and thought, oh shit, I'm an asshole? Or watched himself on TV, thought, okay, well, this is me, but everyone thinks I'm an asshole. Let me show them otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give away all my thoughts ahead of their segment, but I don't think someone can change that much. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
I think he saw how he was portrayed on television and thought to himself, okay, I have another shot now to portray myself differently. And that's what he did. We'll talk about it when we get to their segment.
Yes.
I don't think much actually changed other than the way he's presenting himself on TV now.
True. But at least he didn't approach it like Alyssa did. Like, I honestly, if I could slap the TV or slap someone through the TV, I would have slapped her.
Can I
More
say?
so than Lindsay.
I was going to say, I would. Alyssa she didn't say, you had the gift of Alyssa. I gave you the Alyssa magic. At least she didn't do that whole diatribe.
No. But I think what she said was way worse.
Let's get to it because Kevin turns to Alyssa and Chris, and Alyssa launches into her defense of asking to stay in the apartment.
One more thing.
Yes.
Observation over here.
Okay.
I don't know if my contact lenses were just tired, but
Yeah.
did Alyssa have a ton of sparkles on her face?
She had a lot of everything all over.
Right? She was
yeah.
strangely sparkly, fake tan
Yeah.
sparkly,
Yeah.
but not in a good way.
Yes.
I'm all for fake tan because I hate laying in the sun, but
That's
it has to
unhealthy.
look good.
You need a good spray tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've always been the Alyssa defender on this podcast. And
She's a hoe.
For show. In the sense that I said, oh, she's not a bad looking girl. Like, I could see how people would find her attractive. This was not her best look. She was not putting her best foot forward, her best sparkly cowboy boot forward. with
But
this
one more
look.
time, I cannot separate her very ugly behavior from her looks. So
course.
for me, she's just ugly.
The worst, yeah.
Like all together as like a one piece. She's
Yeah.
a piece of ugly.
Yeah. So her defense of why she was asking to go 50-50 on the apartment is because she thought they were still going to have to film and it would be easier for her to film.
What would you film, Alyssa?
Yeah. And that's it. She thinks this is just a TV show. Oh, well, I know I'm not married anymore, but I might still have to film. It's like, no, you're being filmed because you're on a TV show about a relationship. Without the relationship, there's no more TV show for you.
Did you? So they also showed us a few clips that we've never seen before. And one of them was Alyssa lying to the ladies how everything was great. And that was the day after she bashed Chris on the side of the tennis court. And the next day she's like, well, everything's going great. We played tennis yesterday. It was like so much fun. What? And what pissed me off the most is that she probably knows how she's being portrayed on the social media.
Oh, yeah.
And
At
she
this point
blames
now.
it on her mental health.
Did she? I don't think she said mental health.
She did. She
Oh,
said
really?
her mental state.
Okay. I know she said like I was spiraling or this and that.
Yeah.
And we can't diagnose. She could be dealing with mental health issues. For sure she could be.
Yes, she could be. But what we saw was just her being
Just
an
being
asshole,
rude.
being upset
Yes.
because she didn't get what she wanted.
Yes, for sure. Okay. And we'll talk about Alyssa and Chris more for sure. The last thing here really is we learned Steve and Lindsay had a little beef this whole time. And it's interesting because we saw Lindsay and Elijah have beef from the get-go, from the flights to the honeymoon. We know Alyssa and Lindsay had beef. So basically, Lindsay had beef with everyone.
Yes, but now she's like bestie with Elijah. Apparently, she was very close with Noah, which we didn't know. So who knows what's going on behind the scenes?
Well, the thing was, the issue that happened here was Steve knew Lindsay was kind of bad news from the beginning. So Steve told Noy, hey, don't tell Lindsay any of our secrets. But on the honeymoon, apparently, it seems like Noy told Lindsay that they had sex. Word spread, and it seems like Lindsay is the one who spread it. And so people are upset with Lindsay. If I was Steve, I would be upset with Noy. I just said, hey, don't share your secrets with Lindsay. You just shared a secret, but now we're mad at Lindsay for spreading the secret? Well, I would be so mad at you if you went behind my back and shared our secret.
Yeah.
But that doesn't
also,
come
why
up.
is it a secret? You banged, you're married. That's okay.
Yeah, it's completely okay. But again,
it's a made up secret.
It's a silly secret.
It's a silly secret.
But it's your decision if you want to keep it to
True,
yourself.
true.
And the fact that Noy spilled the secret, I would have more issue with that than Lindsay then going and spilling the secret.
I can see Noy being someone who spills secrets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I like Noy, but I would not trust her.
Well, that's Noisy, maybe. Maybe that's where she gets that name, Noisy. She can't keep her lips closed. She's spilling her secrets.
You know who I would trust?
Mark the Shack.
I think he would spill too.
Okay.
I would trust Katina. I don't think she would spill. Katina and Jasmina, I don't think they would spill. I think they can keep secrets.
I would trust Katina because I don't know that it's Stockholm syndrome, but like we learned in her past relationship, she couldn't cry. Her ex wouldn't allow her to cry, so she wouldn't do it, right? She found ways around this.
How?
She would like sneak off into her car, right? So she wouldn't show tears. So I think she is very committed to giving the person what they want, right? If you don't want me to cry in front of you, I'm not going to cry in front of you. So if you don't want me to share your secret, I'm not going to share your secret. And that's why I don't necessarily buy Katina and Elijah's happiness, because she's so committed to playing the part of making the other person look good or giving the other person what they want that I can't really trust what Katina is saying or how she's acting, because we know that she's going to do what she needs to do to please the other person.
True, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But also, with the cameras being gone, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, really. It's the same thing. People don't know what's going on in our lives. We don't know what's going on in other people's lives unless they show us something when we're with them. You never know.
No.
We can see a couple that look, oh my gosh, these guys are so happy. They have everything. And maybe all they do behind the closed doors is fight.
But I know what Katina tells us. And Katina has
True.
told us enough to make me think she's a pleaser. She's going to do for others before she does for herself. She's going to make sure Elijah is happy before she makes sure she's happy. Even if it's, no, I'm not saying like, okay, we'll go to dinner where you want to go to dinner. I'm saying real heavy, serious things.
Well, it's because Elijah doesn't know the word compromise.
No.
Because I think I am a people pleaser too, but I would not cross any lines. Like, I would want you to meet me halfway.
Yeah. You
Not
compromise
want you.
where
I do
you,
make you meet me halfway.
you please in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Having to go to your car to cry is not a healthy compromise. Let's talk about Katina and Olajuwon, okay? Because that's who Kevin starts with. And Kevin, like me, probably like you and most of us listening here, thought there was no way this couple would work out.
Because of Isaac.
Because of Isaac. But Kevin goes, we found out you balance each other out perfectly.
It's because Katina holds back.
Yes. Yes. Katina will do whatever it takes to find that balance. There is no the other way. There is no Olajuwon going, okay, what do you need for there to be balance? It's completely one way.
I realize how much I don't like that whole Isaac thing because, okay, do you have a dual personality issue? Because if you don't, then you're just making excuses for you banging mom and a daughter at the train station at the same time.
Yeah, no,
like, that was still you,
complete...
Olajuwon. That was still you, unless you have a mental problem and it's a whole different animal.
It's schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's a whole different animal. And I don't think, from what we've seen, I don't think he does. I think he was probably banging everything and anything that moved, and now he's trying to be better, or he made it up.
I don't know if he made it up. I do think it is an excuse. I think it's, oh, well, that's Isaac. It's a way to distance yourself from your actions. I didn't do that. Isaac did. But it's not healthy.
It's so bad.
Any way you look at it.
It's the same thing if you like put it into context. Like if me telling you like, yeah, before I met you, like I was banging everyone, but that was Jessica. That was Jessica. And when I met you, now I'm Teresa, and I'm such a good girl. But Jessica, what a slut.
Yeah.
Like that sounds ridiculous. Just me making this up.
Yeah, it's okay to have a spectrum to your personality.
Yeah.
But it's still you. So
Absolutely.
To assign it to a different person is crazy. Like, I'm not going to go sing karaoke dead sober necessarily. I might. But I sure as hell will after a couple of drinks and the right song is available, right? So that's not a different person. That's just one end of the spectrum of my personality. And it's okay. It's great that we have more serious and more fun and more studious and more trashy, right? We have all these characteristics on the spectrum of our personality. That's what makes us us.
Yes. But to kind of bring something or someone back, when it comes to, let's say, Sriracha, right? I buy it because she turns into this personality, right? That's her. Yeah. She's not playing. She's not saying like, yeah, like Sriracha did this, but the other person didn't do it. But she would
own it as her.
But that's what I'm saying.
I don't think and I don't know, but I don't know that she would say, oh, these are two different people. They're two different parts of my personality.
Yes.
She would own that it's still at the core the same person.
Absolutely. That's what I was trying to put out there before people start bashing us. But Olajuwon, what he does is he blames the bad on Isaac and the good on Olajuwon, right? And that's ridiculous. If he was basically approached it as Sriracha in a way, that's a different story. Yeah, like
I don't go by Jonathan, but if I went by Jonathan at work and John at home, that's just a professional, that's the professional part of me and the more casual part of me. It's not two different people.
And I kind of do that.
Right. T, Teresa, whatever. So, yes, you could have like nicknames or two different names, but it's not two different people, and you're not blaming something or just saying, oh, Olajuwon didn't do that. Isaac did. It's like, nah, that's not true.
Enough is enough. I get it, dude. You have a past. We all have a past, either bad or good. Who knows? But we don't blame it on our alternate egos.
Yeah. Speaking of the past, I totally forgot that the cooking requirement was in his friends and family want you to know.
I almost feel like they should have found him a strong-minded cook. Like a chef.
Because I completely forgot it was that important to him. That was in that whatever you friends and family portion.
Well, I mean, we all have something, don't we?
We sure do. So, yes.
What would be your thing? Let's say you do get married at first sight, which you will never because you have me.
No.
But what would be your one requirement that you could not just overlook? Just from the top of your head. Go.
Live music.
Okay.
And maybe I say that because we just went to a concert, but I dated in my past and this person didn't like live music.
I dare her.
Yeah. And it's like, what? That's a
How
huge part
dare
of
she?
my lifestyle.
I mean, I'm glad she didn't.
Yes. But so that was kind of not fun.
Well, what's funny is that on our first date,
yes.
John was like, so what kind of a music do you like? And for some reason, I hate being put on the spot without really thinking of things.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pick my favorite musician. So I was like, I don't really listen to music.
Almost a deal breaker right there.
That's so not true. I freaking love music live on Spotify. I actually love any kind of music. I can get into classical. I can get into rock, which I mean, shout out to Green Day. I can get into anything. But for some reason, the only thing that came out of my mouth was I don't listen to music.
Yeah. I was like, what a weirdo. Who is the serial killer?
I can't believe you went on the second date with me.
I kinda
If that's
can't.
a deal breaker
That's how
for
hot
you.
you are, Teresa.
Ooh, look at that. Especially 7 years ago. That young bod.
The good years.
The good years. The Jessica.
So speaking of cooking, Katina goes, I want to make it clear, I do know how to cook. There was this one time I put the chicken in the air fryer. I got distracted. And when we went to eat it, it wasn't cooked well. And that's the one thing I did that made Elijah think I can't cook.
Well, that's really bad, Katina. Uncooked chicken, girlfriend.
That's pretty bad.
It happens to the best of us. I mean, not like that, but
Yeah. It goes back to what I always say about first impressions. Yeah, if the first meal is inedible or almost kills you, yeah, you're going to think, oh, maybe this person's not the best cook, but it doesn't excuse Elijah's actions. He wouldn't relent. He just kept going and going. You can't cook. I'm going to give you cooking lessons. But it's like,
he's the worst.
How about just give her a second chance? Right?
You loved my first meal.
Trying to think what it was.
It was a pasta with meat sauce.
Oh, was that when we tried to recreate Maroni hot pot?
No, that was something I made for you in my kitchen and I brought it over.
Oh, loved it. So, okay, apparently this is the big thing, right? Elijah has done some self-reflecting and he's changed. He doesn't expect a home-cooked meal every night now.
So he changed quite a bit from what he was saying during the show or the process to now. And this is 5 months later, guys.
Yes. How much did he change, though? It's not like he's cooking now. He's not helping out. He's just said, well, if Katina won't cook, we'll order in.
Or we'll go out.
Or we'll go out.
But that's what she wanted. She was used to going out.
And that's fine. But it's not like he's stepping up and going, all right, I'm going to cook for us tonight. He's still being just as lazy.
I don't think
he's not putting any more effort in.
Well, here is the thing. I don't think he can cook because when they were talking about this whole thing, and I think it was with Dr. Viviana or maybe DP, they were like, what did you do before Katina since now you want a home cooked meal? He's like, yeah, I grabbed something on the way or I whipped something simple up. Like, I don't think he can cook.
No, I don't think so either. But what kind of compromise is it? Or what does it say that Katina's not a good cook? So he's like, yeah, we'll go out to eat. We'll go to a restaurant. It's not, that's better for him. It's not some big concession he's making. Okay, when Katina doesn't cook, it's probably better when she doesn't cook because apparently, according to him, she's not a good cook. So I don't get how that's some big sacrifice that he makes that.
I don't know.
She doesn't have to cook every night now. Yeah, you're probably happy she doesn't cook every night now because according to you, she's not a good cook. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
So, all right. Kevin goes, throughout the 8 weeks, you doubted your wife a lot. Is there something you could say now to help reassure Katina? Oh boy.
Okay. Here I rolled my eyes quite a bit, but so let's just talk about what happened. He went down on my knee
Oh yeah.
and basically apologized for being an asshole and gave her this big ring.
Yes.
But I didn't see any logo.
This was not, I don't think this was a shameless James Allen promotion. I think he may have purchased this with his own money. It did look like a huge ring. My issue with it is he had to make this huge spectacle of it. Everything was a show.
Yes.
Everything he said seemed rehearsed. It didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel like it was coming from the heart. It was this big act. And that's why I go, show me. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Let me see what you actually changed. Because all I heard was you guys go out to eat 5 nights a week now. Is that it?
And he kind of apologized,
And he kind of apologized. But other than that, it was this big show. It was this big scripted thing so that he looks good because he realized how he looked before. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it.
I don't either. And that's all I was kind of saying here on my little notepad, that I don't buy it at all. He's a hoe for a show. But Katina's loving it. She's crying.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's so big. And Elijah one is crying. And then they said, I love you for the first time, which I was like, come on. A ring, and then I love you for the first time on a television.
Yeah, this was a made-for-TV moment.
It was.
No spoiler.
It was.
No spoiler here. They're still together, right? They said they love each other. There's a ring.
And that brings me to outfits, the segment.
Oh, okay.
Katina red dress, and Elijah one had the red napkin on his boob.
Ooh.
What do you call it? Boob napkin?
A handkerchief.
What do you call it?
A handkerchief. But
A hanker what?
Handkerchief.
Handkerchief?
I think it's a handkerchief. Yeah,
You
but
got a really nice one for a
but
wedding.
boob napkin coming to all the maternity stores in the southeast area. Boob napkin for those leaky nipples.
No, it's coming to Men's Warehouse.
Yes, boob napkins.
The boob napkin.
Maybe we could do a mock the shock boob napkin. Yes. So yeah, they're still together. And then we get this never before seen clip about Elijah wanting his nightly relaxation. Did you see
I
that?
kind of picked up on it, but not really. But before we move on, when they were like, I love you too. You're my best friend. No, you're my best friend. Like, what?
Yeah, what changed? It's not.
What?
It's what? Just him asking to go out to dinner or to not have you cook. That's all it took. And now you guys are in love and best friends and everything is great.
One Taco Tuesday at a Mexican restaurant.
On Taco
and
Tuesday.
That's it.
Yeah. But this never before seen clip about the relaxation. That seems very sexual.
I did not fully pick up on it.
It seems very sexual. And I didn't think that they banged during the process.
I think they banged after decision day because
They did.
that's what they said.
They did,
yeah.
but this was never before seen
Yeah.
footage of the process. And
Maybe
so
they were flirting,
a little
but
hand release, maybe.
Ew.
Why? Ew, it's beautiful.
well, it's the way you said it.
Hand release. You said boob napkin, Teresa.
Yeah, I'm talking about an actual boob napkin that fancy people
Yeah, you
wear.
could use the boob napkin to clean up the hand release if you need. Anyway, cut to the 1 month anniversary dinner, the dating app debacle. And Kevin asks Elijah if he feels like he overreacted. He says he did. He says it was wrong to bring it up the way he did in front of everyone. But Katina goes, I'm not worried. I don't think something like that could ever happen again.
And
Katina.
And Elijah was like, but look at Katina. She's sitting here smiling with the rock on her fingers. She's manifesting it.
He
I
loves
hate
Darcy
it.
and Stacy.
I'm like, come on.
Manifest it.
You said sitting here with the rock on her finger, just manifesting.
Right. And that
You're
again,
on the wrong show, dude.
that's him patting himself on the back. Look at that. Look at that ring that I gave her. Look at that big ring I gave her.
They need to go one state over to manifest.
They're in Massachusetts. Yeah, they got to go to Connecticut. It's the home of the manifestation. Yes, manifest destiny. So then Kevin asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Katina says, a child.
A dog.
And Elijah's like, oh, yeah, house with a white picket fence, dog, pool,
The fence.
the fence, the white picket fence. Yeah, that's an American trope. Maybe you aren't familiar with that.
So you want a house with a white fence?
But it's like the pretty fence that doesn't do anything. It's not going to keep anything out or in. It's just 2 slats of wood. It's pretty. It's an aesthetic.
Okay. I want like a metal fence with spikes and a dog and a
Yeah, I want an electric fence. I want Alcatraz. Give me some security.
Yeah, but I kind of get it. Like I want a child or two, a couple of Saint Bernards, probably a pool,
Okay.
a seal if
You're
possible.
on their same page. And then we just learned that Elijah sold his home.
That I was surprised because he seemed to be so proud of it. And yeah, I get it. You buy a house, you pay it off, you should be proud of it. But he talked about it a lot.
Well, there was the ghost of Isaac's past was in that house. So they're in an apartment now. And here's what I'll say. It was a nice house in the Boston area.
The structure, not the decor.
it was not the decor.
Not the decor.
The actual house, the bones, the structure.
Yes, the structure.
It was few hundred to several $100,000. We know Boston real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And if he sold in this market, he made money. And that's why that was not a sponsored James Allen ring.
Maybe.
He probably really threw down some cold hard
Yeah.
cash. He
'Cause,
probably
like,
made some money on that house.
Outside of Boston, it's like, shit, you have to share with 2 sheep and 1 goat. $700,000.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. So I think
Out of control.
I think he probably made some good money on that sale. So good for them. Good for them. I mean, not good for them. I don't think they're going to last, but
I think they will. I actually
No, I
think
don't.
they will last.
market. Teresa thinks they will forever.
I do,
You think
yeah.
they're forever? Like forever?
Yeah, because of Katina's personality. She's going to overlook certain things and they will live happily ever after.
Now you have to remember, this is still a show for them, right? Elijah knows there's still a reunion, and there's still a reunion part 2. So he needs to look good, and he needs.
Yeah, but I don't think he went into this to look good.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see on the Where Are They Now or whatever it is that happens after the reunions.
Really?
We have like 14 more episodes this season,
Ooh.
Teresa. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right, let's talk about Chris and Alyssa.
My favorite couple
I can't believe
ended
they're-
too soon, but
I can't believe they're there.
I can't believe they're once again sitting on the love sofa.
The love sofa. But before they start, Alyssa has something she wants to say.
And this like pissed me off. She's such a moron.
I'm a good person. Okay, I'm a good person. I
Classic.
came here with the purest intentions. I wanted to find my person. And when it didn't work out, I panicked. I didn't handle myself how I would have liked. But looking back, I'm grateful for what I learned. And I want everyone to know I came into this for the right reasons. And if my mic wasn't on the first time, I'm a good person.
Well, one thing I could maybe believe is that she came into this to find a husband because I don't think anyone else wants her.
Right. She needed this process
Yes.
more than anyone.
So I believe that she wanted to meet someone who she can stay married to. What she didn't do well was she came into this process with a closed mind.
So it closed very quickly.
Well-
It took the length of her walking down the aisle for her mind to close.
Yes. And I'm sure you tell the experts what you kind of expect, but you should go into this thinking, okay, maybe he or she are not gonna be look-wise exactly what I would maybe hit on at the bar, but I wanted someone who is successful. I wanted someone
Yeah.
who can take care of me or who can take care of our future kids. I wanted someone who's nice, good personalities. And I think Chris had all that. I don't even think he's bad looking or anything.
No.
But for her, this one little thing, she was like, no,
Well,
that's not what I asked for.
she says-
And then she became a total asshole.
She says, when I learned things about him, I felt like we weren't compatible. No shared hobbies, no shared core values or core beliefs.
And basically, she's talking about his groomsman who told her, yeah, well, what did they say? Something about Chris
Well-
correcting people?
Well, he posted one Instagram meme and mentioned disc golf like twice, and Alyssa was out. I think that's what it was. I do think they probably have different political beliefs.
Oh, for sure.
Which is got to be
It's
tough
tough, yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
It's so, it's so toxic now. It is hard. So I do believe that, but she didn't get the chance to discuss it. She saw one thing and then
That's
was
what
like,
I'm saying.
I'm out. It's like, whoa, have a conversation.
I think the one thing she saw was Chris, and then she was out. But
yes,
she
and then she found
played it cool. But then the friend said that Chris likes to correct people. Oh my gosh! And Alice
Alyssa's
was
like, that's my job.
That's it. I can't stand him. He's the worst.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. No, there was no effort
No,
given.
absolutely not.
Her mind was made up, and then she found things to support her decision.
And then she said, what I heard from his groomsmen was not good. That's why my brain wasn't right.
Yeah.
What does it even mean, Alyssa?
Yeah, if Bradley Cooper had walked down that aisle and the friends said everything they said about Chris, about Bradley, if he posted the same things, she would be sharing a bed during the honeymoon.
And then she said that whatever the groomsmen said was horrible. She's like, it was just horrible. It was a horrible experience. Dude, they didn't say anything bad.
No. I wonder how the friends feel, though, because she is putting a lot on what they said. I wonder if they feel bad, or they're probably just like, we saved you, bro. Imagine if we didn't say that.
You know what I appreciate about Chris? That he has all the rights to get maybe a little nasty with her, to get upset, but he's so calm, and the way he talks about everything she did with this, how do you say it? There is a word for it, but basically he's above it, right? He's above it. I love it because that really puts her in her place in a way. I don't know if she picked up on it.
Immature.
Well, even more than she already looks, because Chris said that he understands that people might not match, that people might not get attracted to each other. He understands that, right? That's the risk you take. But the way, how nasty she was, all the lies, that was just horrible. And calling him a used car salesman that sells houses, that's nasty. For no reason. That's my point.
So Chris goes, I didn't even know about a lot of the things Alyssa was saying until the show aired, and that used car salesman that sells houses was one of those comments. And he says, if I'd known this stuff, I would have been done.
Yeah.
A lot faster. Which is good. He has some self-respect.
Of course, and I love it. But all those throwback to the scene after they played tennis.
Oh my!
She was so nasty.
But we loved it.
Oh my gosh!
Selfishly, I wanted more. I wanted Chris to have to suffer through 8 weeks of Alyssa, because then we would have got to enjoy the 8 weeks.
Oh yeah!
But this was peak Alyssa. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
When they're on the honeymoon, they had just played tennis or whatever, and she's freaking out. Production's asking, do you want to speak to an expert?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe they can help. No, I hate those people. They did this to me. They did this. What?
She's like, I'm mad at them. I hate them.
What?
Ridiculous. And remember when they were kind of put her on the side talking to her, and Chris was just looking around, and she was like, look at him, looking at the sky, using his hands.
He's gonna be using his hands.
What a moron. And after all this, Alyssa goes like, well, I wasn't mentally aware of what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
No. I was spiraling. I couldn't contain it. It was so good, though. I was so glad that Chris could be so perceptive, because he goes, I noticed Alyssa changing. She was changing the words she used. She started saying experience instead of process. And that's when I realized, she's just here for the experience, the activities, the experience of being on TV, the experience of hanging out with the girls. She's done with the process. And so that was so perceptive of him. And that's all he needed to know, really. Forget the used car salesman or whatever. That's all he needed to know.
Oh, for sure.
That she was here for the wrong reasons. And then he's like, I'm out.
And he eventually picked up on it. And he was trying. He was being nice to her. And she always walked away and was like, he's so nasty. He's the worst. Like, you see what he's doing to me?
Yeah.
It's like, what is he doing to Alyssa?
Yeah. Actually trying.
But a little quickly back to the experts. First, she told the camera crew, the experts should have been here. They should have been here to help me. And they said, so do you want to call them? No, I don't. I hate them.
Exactly.
What? You know why I'm kind of going to say, and this might be, I don't know exactly if she has any mental issues or not, but I'm going to say no, because if she did, I don't think if they evaluated her or anything, they would have actually aired this. I don't think they would put, if
Interesting.
she had real issues and maybe her mom would step in or anyone, I don't think they would put her through the pain to even bringing her back to this.
Yeah, I don't want to
Because
diagnose her.
I don't know, me
I don't
neither.
know.
But I'm saying that if that was something serious, as she's like, oh, I was not in the right mental state. I don't think they would bring her back because that would be fucked up.
I do see how you could go a little crazy, and I'm using that word superfluously, but long hours.
She's an asshole.
Long hours filming, cameras on you, mic'd, lights. I get the pressure. I get it could accentuate some of your bad characteristics. So I get where she could say like, oh, I was mentally drained or whatever. But no, it's not going to make you come down with a mental illness.
No. And when she was talking to the producers on the side, someone filmed it from far away. I don't even think she fully knew she was being filmed. So that's why she didn't have a reason to really play nice. I don't think she was fully aware that she was being filmed or recorded.
That's a good point.
And she got real nasty. You never seen her this nasty when she knew she was being filmed.
That's a good point. Yeah, she was putting
She
on an
only
act.
got nasty when she thought she's talking to the producers.
Yeah. So at the end, we learn Chris is dating now.
Good for him.
And yeah, I think any girl he finds will be a step up from Alyssa.
And anyone.
All right. Before we move on, let's take a quick break. We will come back with the last three couples, and the end is gonna get wild. I'm gonna get a drink, Therese. I don't know if you need a. You
Yeah,
you
grab
could
me
always use a
one.
new drink. All right. We'll take a quick break, grab drinks, and we'll be back in a second. And we're back.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello, Teresa.
You knew it was
I
coming.
knew it was coming. You want to cheers to
Sure.
Friday? Cheers. Nasravi.
Nazdravi.
Look at that. The bottles are back.
We don't have cans.
No more cans.
We don't have to say cans.
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 We'll bring them back.
I
wish
like
we had the
saying
cans.
cans.
I wish we had the cans. I feel safer.
Did you buy these beers?
I picked them up the other
You
day.
did? When?
Because Sprouts is out of everything. I had to get. They're out of your rosé.
They're out of my rooster wine.
They're out of Miller Lite. So I had to get these beers. These Michelob Ultras.
They better restock on my rosé.
All day. Okay. Let's talk about Heartbreak Hotel. Jasmina and Michael. So
This one was surprising, but not.
but not at all.
You know why
And
it was
I'm gonna-
surprising? Because of the way they behaved.
Because of the way they behaved. Yeah. If you had just looked, if you saw a photo or a boomerang, a gif of these two, you would say, we should all be so happy. Look at these lovebirds.
And again, you look at their outfits, and I didn't even do outfits this segment for Chris and Alyssa
Yeah.
because Alyssa looked just ridiculous, and we know they're not together. But Jasmina and Michael did not match. Jasmina was wearing this awesome green dress that I want,
Yeah.
and Michael was wearing a suit and a pink tie. Did
Yeah.
not match.
No matching. No.
Did not match.
But
No
they're-
matching
but
boob napkins.
But they looked good. They
did.
looked, and I don't know, I wasn't paying close attention if they were touching, but they looked comfortable with each other.
She was sitting very close, like
Very close.
touching.
Yeah.
If I wasn't with someone, I had to share a
know.
love seat, I would try to sit as far
Well,
as
they're
I
best
could.
friends. We know they're best friends.
Yeah, sure.
Right? So, all right. Kevin starts in on the communication struggle, right? That was the storyline this whole season was their communication. And we're reminded once again how much Jasmina hates a tone. She hates a ringtone, muscle tone, hates a tone, can't stand a tone, any tone, right? And we get a little insight into the poor communication that happened that first month.
Well, this whole issue was because Jasmina called Michael aggressive.
Yes.
And he got upset because he doesn't think he was. But what she
Yes.
was saying is that not aggressive by being physical. You can be verbally aggressive, not even cursing.
Right.
Just the way you speak, which I understand.
Dare I say tone?
Yes.
Dare I say tone? Yeah. And I get it. She could feel like Michael was being aggressive and her just use that word, just throw it out, not thinking about it. But for him, it struck a chord. Mm-hmm. It really affected him.
And apparently, and this is something at least I didn't know, they could not stand each other the first month. They barely talked.
So that's the thing. And that's what really shed some light on this couple is because Michael was so offended by that use of the word, he just shut down and he basically stopped talking to Jasmina because he didn't want to appear aggressive or he didn't want her to use that term again. And so he just stopped talking. They stopped communicating. And so we heard throughout the season, oh, the first month was really tough, right? It was a big setback that first month. I don't think we realized how big of an issue that first month truly was.
It was a big issue, but right now you see them laughing about it and everything, and that's why I was like, they may still be together.
Yeah.
Because they seemed very close, very friendly, but
they didn't have really any communication or any breakthrough until that blindfold exercise.
Yes, and apparently that was the bomb. Jasmina would recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, and I want to go back and see exactly what it was. I forget what they did. They blindfolded each other and asked questions.
Ask serious questions.
See, that shows. You got it. It's not the alcohol, folks. It is that European tongue.
Sometimes the English language just punches me in the face. Vulnerable.
Nailed it.
I love how much you must love me because I'm sure it was very painful for your ears.
It's a little bit of a struggle, but I'm used to it by now.
Vulnerable.
It's not like a Band-Aid. The faster you do it.
No, you said.
Vulnerable?
Vulnerable.
Blah, blah. You're making yourself very vulnerable.
It's like someone stuffed a
I know,
potato in my mouth.
The tongue just starts to barrel roll in your mouth.
It's like telling you the town I'm from.
I cannot.
Yeah, don't.
Say it.
Don't.
Say it, Teresa.
No, let's not even get into that.
You think our listeners are going to track you down and they're not even going to know how to spell it?
No. Břeclav.
There you go. Spit all over the mic.
Well, I just didn't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, I'm not even
going to. Cannot.
Teresa, I'm not even going to try.
Try.
I can barely say Prague.
Try.
Can you say it one more time?
Břeclav.
Břeclav.
It's better than my vulnerable.
Much better. So, all right. The whole thing with the blindfolding, I wonder, everyone assumes Jasmina is not attracted to Michael. I wonder if it took that blindfold to get that breakthrough because she didn't have to look at him.
Well, okay. Kevin asks the question. We find out they are not together. It took them 7 weeks.
Wow. And
12 days. 12 days after D-Day.
I was pretty shook.
Michael broke it off.
Yeah.
But Jasmina said that apparently she did feel some attraction towards Michael.
Yeah. I don't know if I buy it. I think she's trying to be nice, maybe.
Yeah. Apparently what happened after D-Day, they had a nasty fight. They only seen each other once or something like that. And then Michael broke it off.
So, okay. Couple things. I think the editing fooled us. Because they could have shown us how bad it really was, and they didn't. Mm-hmm. They left us guessing because I never thought it was that bad.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, they're struggling like they always struggled in that first month. No, they could have showed us that it was really tumultuous. They didn't. So I put a little bit of that on the editing. But yeah, they're not together. Michael says they're not together. And what he actually said was 12 days after decision day, I called Jasmina and told her it wasn't working. And the fact that he had to call her to say it wasn't working, Teresa, it's because they weren't living together.
Well,
and I told you that was a bad move, though. You defended the living separately, and I said it's a bad move. Because it's a step backwards.
The only reason why I defended it because they were friends. They would live together as roommates. And again, they both have roommates. So it would mean that both of them would need to give up their apartments, move in together for 12 days, sign a lease for 12 days.
And I don't know that they should be together.
I'm telling you, it would not work. If they lived together, it would not work.
It was
I'm
a
telling
step
you.
backwards. I don't know that it would have worked. And sure, they could have been delaying the inevitable, but they would have communicated, because what we learn is they really didn't hang out, right? Jasmina said she felt like she was the one putting the work in. She texted him every day. He planned one night to go to her house. And so if they were living together, they would have been forced to communicate, for better or worse.
He goes to the gym at freaking 4 a.m. He comes home at 8. He goes to bed. They would not even see each other, because if he didn't feel it and she didn't feel it, he would not make the effort. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And then they would both end up kind of screwed, because again, one of them would have to let the place go, if not both, because they both had the roommates. I don't think you can another roommate living in one room when you're not even close, when you're trying to figure it out. I almost feel like that would have been such a bad idea. Such a bad idea.
I'm not a psychic. Neither was that woman in that Vermont retreat, though. But I think them living together would have,
no,
for better or worse, prolonged
maybe
their time
by
together.
like 10 days.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, just, I'm going to put it in a context for you, right? You're dating someone. You're dating for a little bit. It's not working. You're not attracted to her. She's not what you were looking for.
Yeah.
It's not working, but you've been dating so much. You really want to make it work. Would you say, hey, let's just move in together and see if we can stand each other like all the time? You would never do that. You would, maybe if you wanted to keep making it work, you would probably try working on it. Eventually it would not work, because if you don't feel it at the beginning, I don't think it will turn into something else. But
here's the thing.
Living together is not going to solve the issue if you are not there.
Their issue was the first month. Jasmine even says, never had that spark because I was so turned off by Michael that first month. But they came around in that second month. It got better. They were feeling like they were in a better place. Sure, it wasn't romantic. Sure, it wasn't very physical, but it was getting better. And so by living apart, you're going backwards. You're going back to that first month and beyond. You're going back to it before you even knew each other.
No, okay. Yes, you should be married to your best friend. That's the idea. And if you are, you're lucky, right? You cannot just be married to someone you feel like he's a friend or she's a friend, but there is nothing beyond that. You cannot be married to someone that you're not attracted to. You don't have anything.
I agree, but I don't think that's the case here. Because Kevin asked Jasmina, were you ever attracted to Michael? And she says, yes. Once I saw his real personality, I was. And so I'm saying that first month wasn't the real personality. By month 2, she saw the real personality. She was attracted to him. Her issue was Michael never said he was attracted to her.
However, she kept telling the cameras that she's not attracted to him.
I don't even trust the editing.
She said it on the decision day.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think she ever...
She said there is still
she
nothing.
Said maybe there's no spark.
Yeah.
But I think she was attracted to him. I don't think she would lie at this point. They're not together, but she said, I was. Once I saw the real Michael, I was. He never showered me with compliments. He never told me, oh, you look good. You look pretty, right? And Michael goes, oh, you can't romance someone that doesn't want to be romanced. But Jasmina, I think, was saying the door was open. You had to get your foot in it. I opened the door for you. You never put your foot in there. I think living separately was the nail in the coffin.
No, I think the door was locked, but like the shitty lock that you can pick. Michael just didn't try.
He did not try.
But
he did not put his fingers
if
to
they
work.
moved in together, they would last maybe 3 days. I'm telling you.
We'll never know.
We'll never know, but they did the smart thing, because if they did move in together, I almost feel like they would get out of this relationship sooner or later hating each other, because they would be on top of each other, realizing that it's not working.
Maybe. It's sad.
I'm telling you that, no.
It's sad. I don't know that they're right for each other, but Michael seems like a good guy. Jasmina seems like a good girl. They
the only surprise,
are attracted to each other according to their own words.
Oh, the only surprise here for me was that Michael was the one who called it off.
I know.
Because I thought he would hang and wait for her.
I think she was I really think she was hopeful. You don't think she was attracted to him. You think she was over it. I think she was optimistic. I think she thought, oh, I'm seeing the real Michael now. And maybe if things keep progressing in a positive way, we can make it work. For some reason, they got into a big argument and he couldn't deal with it and he ended it.
I never said she was over it. I said she wasn't attracted to him because that's what she said.
It's not what she said.
But
in my notes, I have that once he showed his real self, she was attracted
yes,
to
that's
him.
what she said today
Yeah.
or yesterday.
Yeah.
That's not what she said during the whole show all the way up to the decision day. She called her sister or her friend before decision day, the day before, and said, yeah, he's so nice, we're friendly, everything seems to be fine, but I'm not attracted to him. Why would you say it? Why wouldn't you just say the truth? Why wouldn't you say that, yeah, I'm seeing some sparks, I'm seeing some light at the end of the tunnel.
Things, but listen to what you're saying. And maybe that's the confusing part. She might be attracted to him physically, which is what a lot of people are discussing. Is she not? She might be attracted to him, but there's still no spark. You could find someone attractive and there's not a spark there, right? Most people, you see them on the street. Oh, yeah, they're good looking.
Really?
There's no spark there.
You see, I'm too ignorant for that. I don't look at people.
You just have eyes for one man, Teresa.
Very true. But also, like when I'm at the grocery store or something, I'm just
You don't
trying
go, oh, that person's attractive?
unless they're handing me the piece of chicken I'm buying.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you could go, oh, that person's attractive, right?
But I don't necessarily look at people. I know it's bad for me to say, but I'm always
no, it's
thinking
good.
of
You
things.
keep your eyes off other people.
There would have to be someone interacting with me directly that would be like, whoa, like this person's attractive.
Right.
Otherwise, if you walk past me, I'm not going to pick up on it.
Well, Michael and Jasmina were interacting with each other.
True.
She said he was attractive. I'm with you. I don't think there was a spark. I don't think there's a romantic spark. I just think it could have eventually been built.
You know why I don't think, and I don't want to keep going over and over, but Kevin said it too. She friend-zoned him
Yeah.
very early on.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can really get past that.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're done. Michael is being a little coy when asked if he's dating. He says,
I think he's dating.
He said someone caught his
Yeah.
eye. He
And
said
that's
someone caught his
fine.
eye.
Date.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I feel like with all of these couples and people who go on TV, if you're not really, really happy, it's got to be tough to stay together because you're kind of a little bit of a celebrity now. You've been on TV. People are probably sliding into your DMs left and right. You have so much possibility, so many opportunities that in Michael and Jasmina's case, if there are issues, if there's no spark, if you're not really that into each other, you've probably got 1,000 people in your DMs that you want to go entertain the possibility with.
True.
So why not break up now that you never had this before you went on TV? So I know you didn't go on TV for it, but it's a consolation prize.
True.
So they went their separate ways. I think they're going to have, even though the psychic said you guys aren't going to find someone, Michael, for like 5 years. Jasmina, you'll find someone next weekend or whatever she said. They've got people in their DMs. They're
For sure.
They're good to go.
All right.
All right.
Next is Noy and Steve.
Yes.
No surprises here. As you can see, the matching outfit.
I didn't pick up on this, but this
She
is
was
why you're
wearing
the queen
peach-
of outfits the segment.
Beach dress,
Okay.
which I liked with little cutouts.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
I'm looking at it for you with little cutouts on the
Oh, boy.
sides.
All right.
As long as I stop eating all the candy and stuff. No, I'm kidding. I don't eat candy. I eat nachos, guys. Nachos.
Okay.
And Steve was wearing a suit with
Yes.
a peach tie.
Oh, there you go.
Not a boob napkin, a peach
All
tie.
right. Okay. So a little walk down memory lane. Steve says, if I could go back, I'd probably try and be a bit more reassuring. But then we learned Steve was actually the first one to say, I love you.
Because Noy said, I think I'm falling in love
It's
with you.
semantics, right? It's nuance. Noy said this hour 43, I think. But Steve was the first one to rearrange the words that Noy said and put it into I love you.
Guess what, guys? We don't know who said it first because we were so drunk that we were just happy we
Us.
remember we said it. Yeah.
Us. Yes.
I'm still curious who said it first.
Yeah, we said it at the same time.
I'm pretty sure, I think maybe I said it first.
Yeah, you probably did.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was on my mind for a while and I was waiting for you. And then we just got so hammered that it just came out.
It's honestly, I love that we don't know because
We seriously don't know, guys.
the only thing we know is that we both said it that night. We know that for certain.
I double checked. I remember, woke up in the morning. I was like, hey, after I found out that he puked on the bathroom
I
mat
redecorated the bathroom.
and he tossed it out of the window. Because I'm like, what is
Fifth floor apartment.
I'm like, what is the bath mat? Then I was
You
like,
don't want it.
I'm like, hey, so you remember what we talked about last night? And he's like, yeah, that we love each other. I'm like, okay. And then we were so hungover
much
that
love.
we just picked up bagels and we were sleeping
All
the whole
right,
day.
Stephen Noy. So no drama here. Very early on, Kevin confirms they're still married.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're married, but Noy isn't sure if she's ready to be Noy Moy.
She should. That sounds
That's
good.
an awesome name.
Freaking love
Embrace
it.
it.
Love it.
Embrace it. She kept her apartment. The least you can do is take his name.
I think it's a modern thing that women don't take the last names.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but for a different reason. Not because it's modern, but because I was the last one carrying my family's name.
but
The
me,
rest...
I'll see.
The rest are girls and they all got married and they all took different last names. But then I talked to my parents about it too. And it's very traditional in Czech that you do take the guy's last name.
Sure.
So I took your last name.
And the same holds true here. I would be passing our last name down, right? And that's why I like it. I like it because you want to have a family name. So if Steve and Noy, they want to have 3 kids, well, what are the kids' last names?
The guy's last name.
Maybe.
That's a
It's-
tradition.
Sure, but I like the team name. Like, let's have a family name. Let's have a team name.
True, but I told you I'm gonna use my old last name as our kid's middle name if we have any.
All right,
If not, we'll name the dog that.
go for it. So we learn Steve and Noy, they did decide to move in together. We know there was talk about that. But like I said, Noy decided to keep her apartment, right? They do about 6 nights a week together in Steve's place. And then the other time Noy is at hers, I guess. How do you make that decision?
I don't know, but in a way, I get it, kind of. I think she's eventually, if they stay together, she will drop the apartment because it's just not
it's a waste,
sustainable.
especially in Boston.
It's not sustainable. But Steve said,
oh, getting formal.
Steve said, it's not even that weird. Like, and I get it because you always, when you talk about something that's not happening, you get scared of the idea or you judge it. But once you live it, then you can say that you either hate it or you don't mind it. And he said, I don't actually mind it.
Well, I get it if it's like on Mexican night, we go to our separate apartments, right?
Or like if Noy says, hey, like every, I don't know, Saturday I want to have a girls' night or hang out with my family and friends, I'm just going to stay in my place.
Sure. If she uses it as an escape during a fight, that's the issue. You shouldn't have a place you can run away to.
Yeah, no,
when
they
you're
didn't make
fighting.
it sound like that.
No, but I could see them fighting once a week. But that's, if it's like, oh no, I need my privacy, I need my own bathroom, then sure, that makes sense. But don't just get into an argument because Noy posted something on social media and then she runs away and avoids the conversation.
So they had 3 big issues: the job, the social media, and then the living situation / kids, right?
Yes.
2 of the issues are no issues anymore. And the third one we
Living.
didn't hear anything about.
Living.
And the job.
So the job, Kevin turns to the job topic, and we hear that they made a compromise. And Steve now has a timeline when he'll need to find a job. And then Steve slyly caveats if they decide that's what needs to happen. Right? So we have this timeline. I need to find a job by 2023 if we decide I need to find a job.
Well, this is what I think happened, right? And Steve said, yeah, like I have some income here and there, some money on the side. I invested in crypto very early on. So I'm pretty sure that whatever his savings are, I think he showed it to Noy.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's big enough that she's now okay with it.
She seemed very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And so I'll take it back. And I never said I never said, oh, Steve has no money. But I said, yeah, your money runs out. And if you want to stay relevant in his industry, design or whatever it is, you need to stay current and be working.
Well, design is his wannabe industry.
Yeah. And from the way he said I invested early in crypto, he could have a very, very, very nice savings account.
Mm-hmm. And I think Noi saw it.
Yeah.
And maybe he didn't want to show it to her before decision day, which I'm all for.
It could very well be $1 million plus.
Yeah.
If he got in super early in crypto.
Well, whatever it is, she's happy with it. But in the same time, I get it. Like, he should do something. But maybe he is doing something. He has the website. He must be doing something,
He's trying
right?
to do something. Yeah.
So that...
Because again, the argument in my mind was never, oh, he doesn't have the money. It was, I wouldn't want to come home from work every day and seeing you just sitting on the couch eating popcorn. I'd be like, do something. Don't you have, even if it's
I would be eating the popcorn.
true, but even if it's like, oh, I'm painting or I'm following some
Well, he's
passion.
cleaning and cooking. Come on.
Yeah, that's 2 hours a day.
Oh. That takes longer. Going to
Okay.
the supermarket. When I clean for 3+ hours.
Well, you're not very efficient then. It's because you're drinking 2.5 bottles of wine and dancing around with your AirPods in.
True.
Yes.
True. But also, I deep clean.
Okay.
Deep clean.
But my
job.
point is, it's not that you're not bringing money in. It's just, what are you doing with your life? Like, I
Oh.
want you to do something.
I totally agree. I could never be with someone who doesn't work.
Yeah.
Who makes excuses for it? Exactly. If you are rich as fuck, still do something.
Or
Do something.
don't, but be okay with that. If you and your wife are okay with, you guys just want to sit around and watch TV all day, that's fine. But Noi's clearly not okay with you just sitting around watching TV all day.
I think that relationship would fail because I think our jobs, whatever your job is a big part of who you are. Whether you like it or not, it's a big part of what you talk about with your
Nah.
friends, with your significant
Nah.
other. It is. It really is. Think about it.
I disagree.
Think about it.
I disagree.
No, I do agree. And imagine you take that out, and then one of the people, you go to work, you meet people, you have these fun projects, you're working on things, or you dislike it, you made an asshole, someone made your day miserable, and the other person is just, so I went to the store and they ran out of rice.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, I don't think you have conversations or any substantial conversations with your friends about work unless you guys work in the same industry.
All the time.
Yeah, but more important, it's what you're doing with that 8, 9, 10 hours of your day. Remove that. Well, how are you going to fill that time? Right? So I think it's a good way to spend your time is to go do something. I don't think it's conversation fodder.
True.
I think it's life fodder.
But you're right. I have different friends. So with my Czech friends, I never talk about work because I don't think they even know what I do.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to explain it, even though it shouldn't, because I mean, it's not a crazy job.
Yeah.
But with some of my American friends, that's all we talk about.
Okay. Anyway, let's add a little hot sauce to things because it's getting a little bland for me over here. Let's add a little hot sauce. Let's bring in sriracha because we got to spice things up with Steve and Noi here.
Sriracha looks like Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she looks good. She could confuse a lot of guys in a dark club.
I mean, good makeup skills. I wish I could.
She's doing it right. And she was confused over the job issue throughout the process. But I think Noi whispered into her ear how much Steve has in the bank. And she's like, I get it now.
Yeah.
She's good with it now.
And Sriracha's fine with Steve. She loves Noi.
But what
she apparently gained a lot of fame on social media.
She's living her best life, embracing this
and she's
journey.
like, I'm not surprised.
But what do you think of their marriage, Sriracha? If you could sum it up, what do you think of their marriage?
It's cute.
It's cute. Oh, Sriracha, tell us how you really feel.
Well, and she makes a good point because they do not know each other well still.
Yeah.
And they do see a not a therapist, but a
they see a counselor.
yeah,
and here's what
they go to counseling.
Here's what I wonder, because I think another couple brought it up. Maybe it was Katina and Elijah one, because they're the only other couple that's together at this point. I wonder if Maths hooks them up afterwards and goes, I know this was a crazy process. This is unconventional. If you guys think you want to speak to a counselor after this and we think you should, here's who you should go see. Because I think they probably, you go from having the experts or access to the experts, and they probably just go, and here you go now if you want to talk to someone sporadically.
You mean the experts that literally went there?
Yeah, we had some success this season. So
Well, 2 couples, okay.
2 couples. So then Sriracha leaves, and we talk briefly about Noi's parents, how she got emotional when she was talking about her mom coming home from work every day. And Kevin asks if thinking about family and how much they fought, how hard they fought for the family, does that help your marriage? And Noi just goes, yeah, I think they put in so much work, we can too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's Steve and Noi.
That's Steve
I
and
actually
Noi.
think they'll last. Okay?
I think they will, unless Steve loses all his money and doesn't want to work.
Well, that's fair. That's true. Unless he...
Because I don't think Noi wants to live in a van.
No. Because Steve, let's say he did invest, and that's how he made his money, was investing. Well, he's an investor, and he might make a poor investment, and he could lose all of his earnings. All right. Let's do it. Let's get it on. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Lindsay and Mark the Shark.
All right.
MTS is a vibe. Haha. That's my note.
That's you said that, or someone else said that?
I wrote it down. MTS is a vibe. Haha. And the shark emoji and a sneaker emoji.
All right.
How drunk was I?
That about sums it up, I guess. Thanks for listening to the podcast. No, as Kevin said, there's a lot to talk about with you guys.
And I was getting mixed vibes. On one hand, I thought that they were still together.
Yeah.
But then Lindsay said something that I realized that they're not. She said,
okay, I just want to be completely transparent.
okay.
Because we told you guys we didn't watch it Wednesday night. And so I opened up social media and I saw one post about Mark and Lindsay separating. And I immediately threw my phone on the ground and I said, Teresa, I just got a spoiler. And Teresa said, well, you have to tell me now. So we'll be on the same page.
Yeah, but the way you said they may not be together. You didn't tell me.
I didn't want to give you anything definitive.
Yeah, so I was still not fully knowing. I honestly thought that they would not end up together.
Yeah.
But then Lindsay said, yeah, I loved Mark on the honeymoon.
Well, okay, because they were talking about the honeymoon and they show the footage and Lindsay's like, I was really proud to call him my husband. And Mark goes, yeah, it was really natural. It flowed, it clicked. And Kevin goes, but there were some points where, Lindsay, you said you were out. You said you were done. Was that a mistake? And so Lindsay is talking in the past about the honeymoon. And yes, I loved him, but I had a hard time understanding who the real Mark the Shark was.
Because apparently the Mark the Shark on the camera is this nice guy.
It's
and
Mark the Shark. It's MTS.
It's MTS, but off the camera.
He's always on his phone.
Always on his phone.
He's always, which is a shame to always be on your phone and only get 15 likes.
He's fishing on the social media.
And only get 15 likes. On your
He'll get
business.
there. MTS will get there.
Support Mark the Shark.
Support Mark the Shark.
Yeah, so there was this dual personality. There was Mark, and then there was Mark the Shark.
Apparently.
And Mark was like, yeah, in the beginning I was on my phone, but then I saw it bothered you, so I stayed off it. I made an effort to stay off the phone. Right? That's good. That's good. So he recognized Lindsay was a big personality early on.
When she was hammered.
Show us more of that wedding.
Hammered
Show
at
us
the wedding.
Show us the footage that got cut and left on the editing room floor of Lindsay probably stumbling all over that wedding.
Not that I've never seen it on maths. I've never seen it, period.
Someone that intoxicated.
When walking down the aisle.
Yes.
Before walking down the aisle. Okay.
Yes.
We all
Crawling
have a
down
shot.
the aisle.
Yes. When I was getting ready to walk down the aisle, I had a glass right before Jen and I were doing shots. Sure.
We did a shot during our
What?
ceremony.
We did, yeah. I had a not doing shot. I had a drink right before walking down the aisle. It was my head of a dog from the night before.
We had one drink.
That's what I'm saying. One drink, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. One drink to calm down.
And not to calm our nerves about getting married. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
We had written our own vows. And so it was a little bit of a performance.
Yes, and also our aisle was like 5 miles long. So it took a
Yes.
while to get that, and I was
you were
getting a
stumbling.
lot of anxiety about it, and yeah. Well, anyways, yes, we had a drink before or two,
And many after.
and then a shot after we say I do because it's kind of a Czech tradition, and then we were drinking when everyone else was drinking.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah, I don't think anyone.
Can
I don't think.
imagine if someone gets so hammered before you walk down the aisle, so visibly hammered.
None of the guests were able to do a champagne toast at Lindsay and Mock's wedding because she had drank all the bottles.
Oh, no champagne available.
The champagne was dry. It had run dry by that point. But yes, Mark realized she was a big personality when she was rolling all over the bench after they were
So
married.
drunk.
And she was wasted saying, well, you could let your cats leave, I guess. We don't need this many cats. It was a lot for Mark in that moment, but he powered through. He stuck through, and they had their ups and their downs, right?
Yes. So, Kevin asks the question, are you still Mrs. MTS? And Lindsay, absolutely not.
I love how she says it like it was her decision. Absolutely not. To mock the shot, absolutely not. And Kevin's like, okay, well, what happened? And Lindsay again, where do we even begin? How long is this special, Kevin? Is this a two-parter? Is this going to be a two-parter? Where do we begin?
And again, the outfit. She's wearing bright pink dress, one shoulder.
Yeah.
And Mark the Shark is just a vibe.
With a pack of cigarettes shoved into her
Minus the
bra.
vest. Minus the vest.
What was the vest? Lose the vest. I hate the
don't know.
vest.
I
It's
think
like
it
the U
holds your
vest.
belly in.
It's like the U vest.
Yeah, it holds your belly in.
I don't know what. No, he looked good. He didn't even have his down 40 pounds.
No,
was looking good.
he looked great. The blue suit.
The U was
sneakers.
Nah.
Yeah, again,
No
they
vest
did not
needed.
match.
No vest.
You know why they didn't match?
Because they're
they're
not
not together.
I've learned. I can follow the
Exactly.
pattern recognition over here. All right. So apparently they worked on fixing up the house together after decision day. That was the compromise. Lindsay was going to move in to Mock's grandmother's or mother's. We still don't know whose house it was.
And after it was all fixed up, and Lindsay rented her new apartment, her old apartment, Mark the Shark said it's not gonna work, and he was threatening her to change the locks.
Well, I mean, I would too, for my own safety. I would not trust Lindsay in the middle of the night
Yeah, me neither.
creeping in. But yeah, they started fighting a lot. The worst fights of Mark's life, according to him. And Lindsay says he was questioning if he really wanted to be with her as they were moving in to the house, right? Mark doesn't totally agree with everything Lindsay says because he's like, when you tell a story, you don't tell it accurately, correctly, or the right context.
Which I think it's true from what we've seen.
Yeah, she's hyperbolic. I think everything she says, her personality is large. I think she likes to make her stories large. And Lindsay got mad at Mark for being on Instagram and would pick fights, I guess. And Mark says, I don't do well with confrontation. I was picked on. I was bullied as a kid.
As a baby shark.
As a baby shark. And Kevin's like, Lindsay, you do realize you're a fire starter. Here, you'll burn down the house. Is that fair to Mark?
And she knows.
She knows. Oh, yeah. She knows. And Lindsay goes, yeah, I said in my matchmaking, I needed a strong man. And I got that in Mark. And before decision day, he said, we're not breaking up the family.
The cats.
The whole family. The MTS family. And she goes, I didn't realize that was just for the 7 days he used me to finish up his 3-family home. Okay, let me take a sip of beer because
Are you gonna read?
What
Are you
follows
gonna read
next?
the letter?
What follows next, Teresa, is my absolute, without a doubt, unquestionably, my favorite part of not even this season of MAFS, but of any season of MAFS. Let me
All right, take
a
a sip and take it because I only have a few notes because
Okay.
my eyeballs were on the floor and I was also laughing a lot.
Lindsay says, I think she liked that letter to herself exercise that they did a few episodes ago. Lindsay says she wrote down what she wanted to say so she could get it out right. Okay. So here's what she wrote down. It's always in my heart's desire that when I leave a work situation or a friendship, that I make it better. I truly believe I made your life better. I was able to support you through your job loss, help you finish your 3-family home, and leave it in better shape than it's been in years. I cleared out 2 generations of clutter. I helped support you in your loss of home and pet. And helped, just the greatest hits. I helped you pursue new jobs where you're now earning the highest salary of your life. I gave you the Lindsay effect and the Lindsay magic. I'm curious what the difference between the two of those are, but okay.
I was thinking the same.
I can't say my life is better for knowing you, and I don't think you brought much to the table because you aren't other focused. I'm glad the magic of Lindsay, now it's the magic of Lindsay, not the Lindsay magic. I'm glad the magic of Lindsay was given to you. And I hope you can take that and be generous to someone else because it's through giving that we actually receive. I could write a dissertation, Psychology 101 on this letter. Just like, how good does she think she is that she's
Very
giving
good.
the Lindsay effect, the Lindsay magic, and so good that he can now pass on that magic to somebody. It's the gift that keeps on giving,
Also,
Teresa.
He did not bring anything to the table.
My second favorite part, when he goes, well, I didn't know we were writing things.
I genuinely like Mark the Shark. I think he could be our friend.
Let me just highlight that because she wrote this down so she could get it out right. So no excuses. This is what she wanted to say. This is not like heat of the moment. I just went off the dome and just said things I wish I could take back. This is what she wanted to say. Crazy. This is where I go, wait, is she worse than Alyssa?
No, she's not, but I actually believe that she has issues, that Lindsay does.
I think so.
Have
and we've touched on it.
personal
throughout
issues.
this
Yes,
season,
I don't want to get back to it. I don't think Alyssa does from what we've seen.
Who knows?
But again, I don't know. But I think Lindsay does.
So Mark hears all that and says, the negativity, the fights, it's always going to outweigh where the relationship could have gone. These fights, they blew up what we could have had. And yeah, imagine living with the person who wrote that letter. That's a real person that Mark lived with for months.
I think Mark should just be relieved at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he is. Because Lindsay's not done.
Oh my God.
She said, Kevin's asking, so what's going on? What's next for you?
What's
and
next for
Lindsay's like,
Lindsay?
I took a fantastic job in Palo Alto, California. Fantastic. And I'm just going to be focusing on Lindsay. I'm dating. And, you know, I like intellectual people.
I really value.
Yeah, I really value intellectual people.
Intellect.
Yeah. And so Kevin is like, okay, it was a dig at Mark.
So the full thing she said was, I really value intellect. And there are a great amount of those people in Palo Alto and the Bay Area better picking for a man. And that's when Kevin goes, do you realize that was a little dig at Mark? Are you saying he doesn't have intellect? And Lindsay goes, no, he does not have intellect.
Also, shitting on Boston
Yeah,
Metro
thank you,
and New York Metro.
Thank you, Teresa. As
Like,
someone who
those
went
are-
to school in Boston.
Two great cities. Not that I want to live in any. We lived in New York. You lived in Boston. But great cities with Harvard.
Didn't go there.
No, but Harvard.
MIT.
Yeah.
Didn't go there.
there's so many smart.
Tufts did not
So
go there
many
either.
smart people in the Boston,
Yeah.
New York area.
No, just
so we're
Boston. Stop saying
shitting-
New York. It's hours away. Let's just narrow it down to Boston.
All right, Boston,
so
yes,
we can shit
Harvard,
on, so we can
MIT,
take an
sure.
extra large shit on Lindsay because this is not a Boston problem. This is a Lindsay problem. Okay.
Sure, and yeah, I get it. Palo Alto, you have all the big tech firms like
That's about
Facebook
it.
and
That's
Google,
about-
and
Yeah, she doesn't like creativity. She likes intellectuals.
well, also go back to Boston. A lot of engineers in Boston too.
yeah, she said she
you have a
slept
lot of
with like a
engineering
mall or
firms.
she slept with a mall or something.
Yeah, because they are so intellectual. So what happened? Because they're so intellectual, they all left.
What do you left Lindsay?
Yeah.
Right. They were smart enough to leave
Yeah, and
Lindsay.
so was Mark. So actually,
yes.
Mark is intellectual.
Mark is
Lindsay.
very smart.
Very smart. It's a smart shark.
Smart the shark.
Smart as shark.
Very smart. Yeah. So speaking of Lindsay's dating life, she's been dating.
Mm-hmm.
She met a really romantic, generous guy who's super smart, and she really enjoyed their company. Such a dumb thing to say. Just, I really enjoyed their company. Like, that's what you think you have to say as an intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, we had a great time together. I really enjoyed his company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you shut your mouth, Lindsay.
And
Enough.
she has no desire to be friends with Mark the shark,
No.
which I think he's okay with.
I think he's okay. He's doing fine. He just passed
Yeah.
the firefighter test. Because he's probably used to having to put out fires that Lindsay has started. So
I can,
they just gave him his certification.
You know what's
his
funny?
certification.
if you showed me Mark the shark, just the way he looks and the way he talks
The
about
way he
things,
talks, yeah.
I would be like,
You're a Boston
dude, you
firefighter.
are a fireman.
You're a Boston firefighter.
Like he looks like it, he talks like it. I think he's a nice dude. He loves helping people, and
Yeah.
he got matched with Lindsay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, that letter that Lindsay wrote,
Out of
maybe
control.
my favorite reality TV moment of all time. Loved it. Forget Gino's hat removal.
Well, that was good too.
Forget give me my red makeup bag.
What's that?
Anfisa and George.
I forgot.
Yeah. That letter. Those words. The sentences she strung together, and then the way she read it. Chef's kiss. Perfection. I loved every minute of it. So worth the wait of this episode.
I was there when you lost your home and pet.
And then she's like, I helped you find a new job where you're earning the highest salary of your entire life. It's like, it was a presentation. I was surprised she didn't have a laser pointer. Well, all the cats would probably go crazy. That's why she didn't whip it out. But it was, it was unbelievable.
Jonathan, let me smile. My beer.
Yes, please do.
My beer.
Okay. All right. Woo!
Said it all.
And there's a part 2.
I know.
Somehow.
Which
Somehow.
these experts are going to be involved with the group, which I'm
Yes.
excited. I think it's going to
I
be
hope,
tough to podcast about,
Yeah.
but
I hope there's
we'll
a
make it
sequel.
happen.
I hope there's a sequel to Lindsay's letter.
Oh my gosh.
So good. All
I
right.
hope they'll microanalyze it.
Oh, so good. Okay. What an episode. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Whew. Part 2 is next. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod. It is a good time over there. Message us. Let us know your thoughts. Make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening. It's so easy to do. Look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as Lindsay's letter.
And thank you again for the reviews. If you haven't left them, please do. You can rate on Spotify. You can rate and review on Apple Podcasts. We read the 5-star reviews on the main podcast Monday nights. So please, if you haven't left one, please do that. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. I've said it all. You said it all.
Said it all.
All right. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.